Jerry Schatzberg was born on June 26, 1927, in the Bronx, New York, United States. He attended the University of Miami and worked as an assistant to Bill Helburn from 1954 to 1956, then started his career as a freelance photographer. His fashion photography has been published in magazines such as Vogue, McCall's, Esquire, Glamour, Town and Country, and Life. After directing some TV commercials, he made his debut as a film director in 1970 with Puzzle of a Downfall Child, the story of a fashion model. Schatzberg scored with his second directorial effort, The Gripping, finally acted the Panic in Needle Park in 1971, a bleak study of heroin addiction starring Al Pacino. Pacino co-starred with Gene Hackman in his next film, Scarecrow in 1973, a moody tale of two drifters which, in many ways, is an apotheosis of 70s alienation and confusion. Perhaps significantly, Schatzberg's critical following in the United States rose and fell with the 70s. After 1979's The Seduction of Joe Tynan, the trend in Hollywood shifted from small introspective films to the Spielberg and Lucas blockbuster mentality. But Jerry Schatzberg never lost his European devotees, as evidenced by the international success of 1989's Reunion. Schatzberg won the Palme d'Or at the Cannes Film Festival with Scarecrow. It was his portrait photography that taught him how to deal with actors. He realized that most people feared the photographer's lens. To relax them, he would spend as much time with them as possible, not only to know them better but to see beyond the surface and discover their true self, the one they hid from the outside world. Most of his great portraits of the 60s, Bob Dylan, Francis Coppola, Andy Warhol, Arlo Guthrie, Roman Polanski, Fidel Castro, Milos Forman, Jimi Hendrix, Frank Zappa, the Rolling Stones, and many more, reveal these moments of truth. By not giving specific directions to his photographic models, Schatzberg gave them rein to find the moment. It is the same way he gets actors to reach inside. In many ways, his photographic style is much closer to that of Cortez or Bresson than to contemporary photographers like Penn or Avedon. Instead of the self-contained space of the frame, he looks for the space beyond. His photographs are narrative. They tell a story. His focus has always remained on human relationships, which made it more difficult for him to work in an industry devoted in the late 70s, the 80s, and the 90s to special effects, car chases, and adolescent comedies. His acute sense of people and places lends authenticity to the background in his films, as his actors work to create characters you think you know. In more than 40 years of photography and cinema, Schatzberg has achieved a delicate balance between refined form of mise-en-scene and the rendering of true moments. He has a particular gift to restrain the emotions only to make their release more powerful and to avoid the obvious by suggesting rather than by underlining. He makes us feel something that is too often missing in contemporary American cinema: an adult and mature artist dealing with adult and mature themes and characters. Schatzberg is organizing his vast archives. He believes his legacy will rest more on his photographs than on his films. He's been spending time with old friends, including Pacino and Helburn, the photographer who first hired him more than half a century ago.